Good morning, Elevate Mastermind. Kevin here, ready for a Monday morning motivator. Here we go. It's the beginning of a new month. I don't know where inspiration comes from all the time, but I do know whenever it's the beginning of something, it's a little more inspiring to get back to discipline and consistency and make stuff happen. March is particularly special because it's springtime. Springtime is going to be here in about 3 weeks. So to me, spring has always been about kind of renewal, re-strengthening of old systems that have lacked off, teared off. It is about more creativity. It is about spring is in the air and people are getting out and about and making things happen. And I think this year we'll see obviously much more of that than last March. So what I wanted to go over today for your motivator is just to do a little reflection, right? You've heard me say over and over, the top 5 business and the top 5 personal attributes to success. Well, it's March. Why don't you just take a gut check, see where you're at, see if any of those need to be improved. So number 1, you've got your product and service. Does anything need to be tightened up and made better about your product or your service? Number 2, your sales and marketing. How can you increase your sales this year? How can you market better to really stand out in this huge marketplace? Number 3, your systems. What part of the business are you ready to delegate over? What part of the business do you no longer enjoy doing, but you feel you have mastered and are able to train others to do what that part of the business requires? Next one is team development. How well are you developing your team, right? Is your team growing for expansion? And lastly, finance. How well do you know your numbers, right? Are you getting better and better at understanding your numbers and being able to make decisions based on the numbers? Remember, those top 5 are required. I've simplified those to just hit the absolute basics. After the companies that I've grown and sold, you got to have those 5 for sure. But you also got to have your personal, remember? So you guys know these. Number 1, vision and purpose. Are you excited about where you're taking your company? And do you truly remember why you're doing what you're doing? That's not to be underrated. And, some people poo-poo that like, oh, purpose. Nah, it's real. You have to be passionate about what you're doing or you're just not going to have the energy to do it. The purpose has to be higher than growing your bank account, I promise you. The purpose has to be about truly making a difference for others, for helping others. Next one is belief in self. If you don't believe you can do it, it's really hard to find people that believe you can do it. So you got to believe in yourself before typically others will believe in you. Next one is certainty. Are you certain that your product delivers what you're saying it delivers? Are you able to look at your testimonials or past sales or client testimonials, client reviews, and really feel good about the product and service you're offering? You got to be certain in that. Next one is no fear of rejection. Look, it's easy to feel rejected if you're thinking it. If someone says no, it's about you personally. That is a downward slope because that robs your belief in self. You got to have an attitude where some will, some won't. Who cares? Next. You're on purpose. You're on vision. You're pushing your product and service forward because it makes a massive impact and difference in the world. And lastly is just self-leadership. Self-leadership. Are you leading yourself in a way that causes you to execute? Are you executing on the plan that has been put before you? Are you moving forward in that? That's determination, that's perseverance, that's consistency. That's all these systems combined. But at the end of the day, are you actually doing the work you need to do to make it happen? And that's self-leadership. You got to want it so bad that it just pretty much takes over everything else for a while. All right, so this is the time for reflection. It's March. I know it's not springtime yet, but wanted to give you a little teaser. We have our next Elevate Mastermind this Friday. I look forward to seeing you all either there or on Zoom. Talk to you later. Elevate. Bye-bye.